Thank you, Huzur Aqdas, for providing this great opportunity in this Mulaqat occasion. Huzur Aqdas, you remember Bangladesh?
Of course.
Your Honor had been kind enough to pay visit to Bangladesh many times in the past. And in the background of your Honor's past experience and the present religious situation now obtaining in that country, what would be your kind advice towards the leadership and the people of that country, Bangladesh?
Well, first of all, let me remind you that I visited your place as well.
Yes.
You were a young boy, a student,
yes,
and you visited your home only for a short while.
A short while.
And we happened to meet there for the first time.
Yes.
Is that right? Do you remember?
Yes, right.
When was it? In 60s?
In 1960,
yes,
possibly.
Yes, in 60s.
I was a student of MA Economics at Dhaka University.
Mashallah, you are keeping good health.
By the grace of Allah.
Even at that time, you were an MA student and still he is, mashallah, quite young and strong. And
thank you. Aapki dua.
Alhamdulillah. And how's everybody at home? Tell me about the news, latest news from home.
By the grace of Allah, everyone is keeping well. My mother is reaching around 90.
Even then, I remember she was not very old, but advanced, quite advanced in age. And your father?
My father expired in Maulvi Badruddin Ahmed, marhum advocate. He died in 15th January 1985.
That's right. I remember it was reported to me from Bangladesh.
Yes.
And I heard it with deep sadness because Maulvi Badruddin Sahib was very, very close to me, although there was such a difference of age. But we were very friendly. He used to attend all meetings at Dhaka, and
also
he was one of the most forward Ahmadis.
Yes,
very wise man as well.
He visited Qadian and Rabwa often, and he visited, and my mother also visited your house.
Would she be listening to this program? Do they have antenna there at your home?
At Rangpur, not yet, Huzur.
Not yet. No.
He has flown to Rangpur just before I left.
Somebody had written to her, and she could come and listen to you and me, could see her son, participating in this meeting. She would have been so happy.
There is a program that dish antenna will be extended to Rangpur also. Right. Huzur's
but I think we'll repeat this program later on when you are ready.
Yes.
When your mother has got access to any dish antenna.
Yes.
Then let us know and we'll repeat this program.
Inshallah,
okay?
Huzur. I shall talk to National
What about your other sisters and brothers and everyone?
My advocate Abdul Khalik, he was in Dhaka, but now he is also at Rangpur. My youngest brother Kaisar Alam, who visited Huzur here at London.
Yes, I know.
With his wife,
yes.
The daughter of Marhum Vizir Ali Sahab,
yes.
The General Secretary and the Naib Amir.
He was in the National Bank.
National Bank renamed as Sonali Bank.
Yes.
Soneri.
Yes. Previously it used to be National Bank.
National Bank.
After I also visited his place.
Yes, Huzur. And my brother-in-laws are at Dhaka now. Vice Principal of the City College, Shah Mustafizur Rahman, who wrote various books and translated your lectures
also. Great author, mashallah.
Aapke dua.
He writes beautiful language, Bangla, and he is quite a scholarly person. He also wrote some books on comparative study on Islam and science. And
other religions.
Yes, and other religions, of course. So
kindly pray for him.
Would he be on the television?
Yes, he is watching now.
I read your books with deep interest, and I'm very happy. You have a good command of English as well as Bangla. Of course, that's your language. And I hope you continue to write more and more. And inshallah, Jamaat will benefit, and the rest of the Bangladeshis also will benefit from your writings.
My wife and Waqf now, the youngest child, and your Sadr Murabbi, Abdul Awal Khan Chaudhry's only son, he is also Waqf now. They are also attending.
Abdul Awal is your son-in-law, isn't he?
My brother-in-law. My wife's younger brother. My wife's younger brother.
Right. You are married to Dr. Abdul Samad's daughter?
Yes. Yes.
Dr. Abdul Samad's daughter? Yes. I didn't know that.
So
MashaAllah.
they conveyed, the Waqf Naus conveyed, tell Huzur our salam. They could speak hardly.
Right.
They are only 4 years.
Good.
Kindly pray for them.
Dr. Abdul Samad was also very close to me. He was a very, very fine man indeed, exceptionally gifted by Allah so many ways. He was a very close friend of late Sheikh Mujibur Rahman Sahib.
Yes, adjacent houses.
They were next door neighbors to each other.
Yes.
And my first and the only meeting, in fact, with Sheikh Mujibur Rahman Sahib took place at his house. And although Sheikh Sahib was very busy during this, and he was riding very high,
on the crest of popularity.
On the crest of his popularity,
Yes.
yet he couldn't refuse Dr. Samad Sahib. And he came and gave me half an hour to begin with, I should say.
It continued possibly.
And he said, I can only come to have breakfast with you. And during that period, whatever you want to say, I'll listen sympathetically. Then after half an hour was over, he wouldn't let me go. He said, all right, I'll cancel the other meeting. Let's continue. You know, the meeting continued for around 4 or 4.5 hours.
Alhamdulillah.
And he would not let me go. Yet I had to excuse myself because I had another meeting with Mr. Khundkar, Mushtaq Khundkar.
Khundkar Mushtaq Ahmed.
Is he alive? Or?
He is alive.
He's alive.
Ex-president. Subsequently, he became president of the country.
That's right. Yes, I know.
Yes.
Khundkar.
Khundkar.
And if somebody listening to this program who knows Mr. Khundkar, convey my regards to him. We had a very good meeting together. You know, I went to explain things to them on behalf of Pakistan, which needed to be explained. And although they were in no mood whatsoever to listen sympathetically to these things, but I must say they were kind enough to me because I was not a political leader. So I went there in my individual capacity as a religious person, sympathetic to, of course, the cause of humanity, not to the cause of Bangladesh or any other, or Pakistan. So they understood the sincerity very well. And after a few exchanges of views, rather stiff from their side, they began to soften and thaw down. And ultimately, alhamdulillah, we had a very good meeting, Mr. Khundkar as well. Yes. He had some misunderstandings regarding the policy of Ahmed. And when I explained these things to him, then he was surprised. And one thing I must say in favor of Bangladeshi temperament as whole, they may be very stiff to begin with, you know, strong in opposition, but somehow they have, you know, a soft point for logic.
Yeah.
If you're logical,
Yes.
then they will not try to, you know, like some others do, indulge in useless, meaningless debate, knowing that they are wrong. Then they wouldn't do that. Once they are convinced there is something in it, they would listen sympathetically, and they had courage enough to accept the defeat, the so-called defeat in that debate arguments. And but at the same time, the politicians were politicians, of course. I remember I met Mr. Sirajul Islam as well. Sirajul Islam.
Yeah.
Is he still alive?
Yes, he's still alive.
He used to be a very important member of Awami League at that time. And he used to be a link between Awami League and India in particular. So he was quite frank with me. I don't want to say everything which passed between us, but I remember the impression that he too was no exception to this general excellent character of Bangladesh. To begin with, he advocated very strongly why Bangladesh should be more friendly with India than Pakistan, etc. Bangladesh was yet not formed, you know. It was in the offing, but they knew. It was so positive that at that time they had already started referring to the country as Bangladesh. So I said, I listened to him sympathetically, and then I started talking to him of this and that, and I clarified myself. I said, look here, I'm not here as an advocate of Pakistan. I'm nobody in Pakistan. They would never think of sending me as an emissary. So if you think I'm a sort of agent, forget about it. They would not send an embassy, you know. So having reassured him, then I touched upon the points he had raised. And you know, in the end, he said that I think there is something in what you say, but it's too late. And exactly the same thing was said by Dr. Sheikh Mujib Rahman Sahib. At last he said, I'm sorry, I'll not be able to change my policy now. It's too late. But I agree largely with the substance of what you have said. So that was my impression of Bangladesh, and it still is. I did not meet only the leaders. You know, I don't believe in leading only a certain section of the society. Whenever I went to Bangladesh, I traveled far and wide, met the people at the grassroots, talked with rickshaw drivers, you know, and the farmers and the laborers, and sat with them. And most of my knowledge of Bangladesh grew from that, you know, grassroots level meetings. Because they are so simple, they do not have any affectations. What they feel, they tell. And sometimes the expressions were very, very simple. Sharp. But sharp and, you know, with a sharp tinge, of course, but so precise. They said whatever they wanted to say in a short sort of expression they had invented themselves. You know, they were very proud of inventing new expressions and conveying things in a very special way so that the addressee would remember it and would be influenced. One driver, not a taxi driver, somebody else's driver, had a left leaning towards left side. Particularly, I think he was impressed by Bhashani Sahib very much. So I inquired from him what he thought, what was his political view and philosophy, etc. I was surprised to learn the depth of his knowledge and understanding of politics. That is another thing about Bangladesh which impressed me so much. Ordinary people, you know, who appeared to be almost ignorant and illiterate, when you spoke with them, they spoke with full confidence. Politics they understand. There is no doubt about it. Everywhere, at every level, they understand politics. In our country, politics is sort of, you know, entrusted with the higher echelon of society. They have the full trust of the people in politics, so whatever they tell them, they follow. But not so in Bangladesh, no. They have to be individually convinced. You see? So I said, tell me in short, what is your philosophy? He said, philosophy very simple, no problem. Philosophy is big people, rich people. I said, you have chicken, hen, but give us egg. We only demand egg. You can have whole chickens and whole hens and everything, and cockerels. What do you rely? But only let us have a little share in eggs. Right. How pathetically expressed and how right he was. The common man was deprived of even eggs. They were also being consumed by the rich. Yes. I mean, that is his way of telling that the very basics of rights are denied us. The basic human rights of survival are denied us. That is what he wanted to express. And I traveled Bangladesh so much that so far I have not met any other Bangladeshi who has traveled so much as I have.
In Bangladesh?
Yes. From one end to the other, to Fox's Bazaar, Rangamati, and beyond, Panchagar, of course, and Sundarban.
You said about Sundarban.
That's right. Sundarban, they are listening. They have got a generator. So, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. আপনি কেমন আছেন? ভালো আছেন? আমি ভালো আছি, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Convey my regards and love to all in Bangladesh. Tell the Sundarban people that I can't speak Bangladeshi well.
হুজুর আকদাস বাংলাতে আমাকে জানাতে বলেছেন বাংলাদেশের সবাইকে তিনি সালাম জানাচ্ছেন এবং শুভেচ্ছা জানাচ্ছেন। হুজুর বলছেন যে আমি বাংলায় সঠিকভাবে বলতে পারি না, তুমি বলে দাও। আমি সেটা বলে দিলাম।
Everybody was so kind, so loving there, you know. And Shamsul Rahman Sahib used to be the president. He is no longer alive.
He is marhum.
He is a very fine man.
Great man.
Very great man indeed. And it was his efforts largely which bore fruit of such quick spread of Ahmadiyyah all around. He was a very scholarly person and he was very highly respected in the whole area. Even those who opposed Ahmadiyyah, you know, they bowed their head to him in respect for his past services and
he was chairman for a long time of the Union Council, and he set up schools and other institutions.
I mean, for his previous services, philanthropic services, etc., everybody respected him. So when they heard with this attitude of respect, naturally their hearts were already softened and they opened up to his logic as well. So one thing I must say, based on my experience of Bangladesh, as I have been telling you, that there is great possibility, really indeed, of spreading the message of Ahmadiyyah in Bangladesh,
Inshallah,
with two weapons, love and logic. They give in to love and they give in to logic. It's impossible for Bangladeshis to resist these two things. You speak with love to them and they want to shower their life on you. And you bow down, you know, you browbeat them or try to look down upon them, and they would rebel against this. They wouldn't care whether they're small or weak or this. They're brave enough to sacrifice all for the sake of their honor. And this is the one thing which unfortunately was not understood by the politicians of Pakistan at that time. Repeatedly they made the mistake of browbeating them. And third thing, which is very important, is their love of the language. Every people love their language, but not like Bangladeshis. They love the language so much,
right,
they can die here.
that, you know, it reminds me of my early childhood experience with birds. I'll tell you of that later, but I'll relate it. Those Ahmadi students who dedicated their lives, came from Bangladesh and stayed in Pakistan for some time, or previously in India, when they returned to Bangladesh, they thought the Bangladeshi was no longer that same pure language. Their accent was influenced, their pronunciation was influenced, their style of expression was changed, and they didn't approve of it. And they always said, this man, his Bangla was good, but no longer, you know. Only some exceptions were made, of course, I know. But after a few years back at home, they of course acquired the same quality of Bangla. But they were very sensitive to the quality of Bangla spoken there. And once it has even a slight flavor of some foreign hands, then they react against it. Now the early experience of birds which has come to my mind is that when I was very fond of bird and following the nests and seeing the eggs, sometimes I picked up the eggs in my hands and saw the size and shape and then put it back, and sometimes I was horrified to see that the egg which had been touched by me was thrown out of the nest by the little wren, small, we call it piddi, in English is W-R-E-N, wren. So those wrens, a sort of piddi, they didn't like human touch, and they smelt the human flavors, of sense of, to them, the horrifying stink, and they threw the egg out of the nest. So similarly, the Bengalis, I think, are rather sensitive to the quality of Bangladeshi language. And if it has a foreign stench, as this, they wouldn't like it. So these three secrets, which I learned from my tours, should be remembered by all who want to convey the message of Ahmediyya, Islam, to Bangladesh, not only to Muslims, but to Hindus, a large number of Hindus. And then there are Buddhists, you see, in Cox's Bazar area, in
Chittagong Hill
Tracts.
And Chittagong.
Yes, in Chakma Raja. I met him and the family members.
Raja Trideep Rai.
I think it was not he, it was his son or some prince whom I met there.
I see.
And there is a large number of such people living in the borders between Burma and Bangladesh. And they should be approached, they should be conveyed the message. So you should be broader in your outlook. And remember that with love and with persuasion, if you are well armed with logic, inshallah, Bangladesh will be won over.
Inshallah.
So, but prayer, of course, I must remind you.
Without
prayer, even the love is useless. And that love works only with sincerity. And if you truly love a people and know that it is for their good, then automatically you must pray for them. So when you don't pray, that means your love lacks that much sincerity. And people understand this. You know, a superficial love does not produce the results which genuine, deep-seated love does. Deep-seated love is a very powerful weapon. So Bengalis particularly are prone to this, and I hope, inshallah, you'll be able to deliver the message with these three things: good language, love, and persuasion. With prayer, of course, right? And what else would you like to say?
May I bring out the question that in your such a vast experience...
I heard you.
Yes.
But I thought it would require an hour's lecturing, which I wanted to avoid. If you... I understood you very well, and I still understand what you meant, but to give an advice to all the politicians and religious leaders of public opinion, etc., I think this is not the right forum. But if you raise a particular issue, just point out a problem, then inshallah. Have you written it? No, they won't, but he does. They will write down. If you, I tell you what, you better go out for a while, three of you, give them papers to write their own.
Yes. In Bangla. You recite in Urdu?
You recite in Urdu slowly and make them understand the
he will put in
pronunciation. You will do for both?
No, one will do it.
You can do it for yourself as well as you have to do it for himself. Yes. 2 sheets are to be prepared.
1 sheet will be enough.
No, I have seen that. Then you keep passing sheets and don't like.
2 sheets.
2 sheets, yes. And have your sheet before you, okay?
Yes.